Welcome everybody to the Sun Tournament Series mainstream. Hopefully you all are doing well. So what do you see? Joining us here for Soraxus Network's Inc. Pinnacle Cup action here. The postseason has arrived, so it's now time to see how these teams will do in the top 16. Now, the way that things have worked in the top 16 is that we've split our 16 teams into two groups of 8. We have our top 8 seeds here in Group A, which you are seeing right now on screen. The bottom 8 seeds are in Group B, based on their performance in the first part of the season. Out of these 16 teams, only 12 of them will progress to the final brackets, and only 4 of them will actually progress automatically to the quarterfinals through this stage, and you can only do it through this Group A. The top 8 of the top 8 seeds, the teams that go 2-0 and out in this format, in this Swiss bracket format, by the way, if you're not already knowing, this is Swiss, basically means you play teams of the same record. The 2 teams that win out in Swiss here in the high round of round 2 will automatically make top 8. Sorry, the 4 teams that win out, the 2 in high round 2 and the 2 in round 3, automatically get out to the quarterfinals. They'll be automatically in the top 8 in the next round. The 4 teams that lose twice, though, before they can win 2 times, so the teams that lose in round 3 or in round 2 low, will be in the top 12, which means they'll have to play an extra round to make top 8. Group B, by the way, is the exact same thing, except the winners go to the round of 12, the losers are eliminated. This is Swiss, meaning you play teams with the same record. You either win twice or you lose twice, and 8 teams Swiss, not an uncommon format here in the Sun Tournament series. I don't know if we've ever necessarily used it, though, in a while. I think the last time we used it, I want to say it was Season 3. We haven't used it in a little bit. But yeah, I think the last time we used it was Season 3 for our wildcard system. Which itself was where the top seeds would play each other, where all the top teams would play each other. Where the top teams would automatically progress. This one, though, is a little more like last season, where no teams necessarily progress the next round. You still need to play matches, even if you're the top seed, as will be shown tonight here, with PAWS Up versus their opponents in Beantop. So PAWS Up are the number 1 seed, Beantop are actually the number 5 seed. It's a lot like RLCS, and that's 1 versus 5 and 2 versus 6 and so on. But for PAWS Up, the number 1 seed this season, I don't think there's any real questions on if they're going to be number 1 seed. They're the only team that's gone 6-0, and did it with a plus 17 game differential. The next best team, by the way, by record, is the Creation Station, who are also doing pretty well in this format, but as things stand, they're doing pretty well. Beantop have a record of 4-2. They were part of the very interesting Group B, which has a lot of really good teams. That actually is the group where 6 of the 7 teams that played in it are actually in our final bracket. Actually in our top 16, so that group was very competitive. You'll know that's the group that actually, if you have been paying attention, that's the group that actually 100x Knight is in. They struggled in that group. That was the team that's won our last 2 seasons. They're actually in the bottom half of the top 16. That group, that's how tough that group has been. For Beantop, the number 2 seed, 4-2 record, plus 5 game differential, only behind Volley Esports, who themselves right now are, I believe, the number 4 seed by this bracket. So for Beantop, unfortunately for them, they get a pretty tough matchup. This is not a fun match for them. They gotta play against PAWS Up, who I think many have as the favorite to win this season. Again, this is the remnants of the Shawnee State University roster that played last season. Well, the difference is they've now added in Spooky, who is a coach, as well as a player in Shawnee State, so they've now got essentially a full Shawnee State team. They also picked up Adverse later on in the season, just like they did last season. They have Adverse as that sub, although just like last season as well, he was actually a roster change mid-season. Switching from... Yeah, so again, picking up Adverse, who they had as a replacement as well. I remember having Slayer talk with me. He's pretty confident this season, as for good reasons. But again, he mentioned as well about this change. He switched an Adverse instead for, who was it that he replaced? I always forget about it. Yeah, Vorse, that's who he dropped. He dropped Vorse, who was their starter for basically the entirety of the regular season. Obviously making some adjustments to see how things will go here. Let's get a prediction poll up for all of you. We'll make sure you get your chance to vote on who you think will win this one. I'm looking forward to this thing. And reminder, it's Swiss bracket. It also means it's all best of sevens at this point. This is the postseason, so we're switching from the best of fives to the best of sevens. These matches get a little bit longer, a little bit more difficult, and a lot tighter. So again, realistically, what these teams are trying, this is now again the postseason. It's tough. You got to get wins, and they're longer matches, meaning they're just that much more important. The benefit is this season, at least for every team, is that unfortunately for the top seeds, while they may not guarantee the spot, one of the benefits here is that everybody plays at least 2 matches, so you're not really missing out on all that much. Now, you could have a 2-week bye, and that would not be unlikely for a team like PAWS UP to go 2-0 out of the group, get that bye as well, and essentially wait 2 weeks. Because reminder, that top 12, that's played over a single week. That's not on the championship bracket day, where it's just the top 8. So that will be, by the way, February 6th and 7th. You're actually waiting 3 weeks on this one. The top 12, the teams that make top 12 actually have to wait an extra week to play, but again, so that means if you go 2-0, you have a 3-week bye. That's a lot of time to be waiting. So for these teams, at least, I mean, it's not going to be a big major issue for these teams, but not being able to get to play as much is going to be very tough here as well. As you're getting confirmation from Beantop, they'll be here in just a moment. They are a little bit late to this matchup, but they should be here any minute now. But again, with the way that this bracket looks, again, there's some very good teams here. Old and new, of course. PAWS UP's returned. Creation Station, which used to be known as Justice for Solo, is back in. KCG Chaos is here. Torrent Core's moved up division. They've done pretty well to make top 8 as well. Soulless Path Golden, the last major. I mean, this is probably this along with a couple of SB teams are really their last chance at winning this season. It'd be Golden and Starbreakers and SB's Twilight. Starbreakers and Twilight are in that bottom half of the top 16. Again, Hyrux Knight has also returned this season, so has portable document format. Extraterrestrial Esports is back. That's some of the remnants of the Soraxus Esports team. In that Soraxus is on that roster, so they're in here as well. The Miku Minions, that is the, I think that is the I want to say Save Elite roster. Of course, Volley Esports, they have 2 teams here, Volley Esports and Volley Inferno, who's in that bottom 8. Those are some very good teams, so old and new teams. But the one thing that is consistent about this season, as it seems to be every single season in ATS, is that the competition just gets scarier. It gets tougher, it gets more intense, and you gotta play a lot better. As for all of you wondering why I'm sniffling a little bit, I'm sure you can hear it. I'm actually sick. I don't think I've mentioned yet, but I think you guys can tell. I don't sound great. I don't know what it is. I think I have flu. Considering it's only been like a few days since I last was on stream, and I felt pretty good then. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just sick. So hopefully this doesn't stick around for too long. As we'll get into our match soon enough. I didn't want to miss this series though. This is a good matchup. As again, it is Slayer, Taco Stash, and Spooky who are on the field, so not playing with their sub in adverse. No one is safe from being sick these days? No, no one is. I don't know. But yeah, I think I have flu. It's not pleasant, that's for certain. So, if you're wondering why I'm sniffling a lot, that's why. I'm trying my absolute hardest to not like sneeze or cough or anything on stream. It will not be pleasant if I do that, I promise. But again, I couldn't miss what would be a very good series here. As in comes Beantop. This is a roster we've seen before. This is Dan, Juji, and Nas. No change the season for Beantop. As we'll get the players in the lobby here and get things underway. This is, again, a best of 7. Will be the first best of 7 in our Soraxus Networks Inc. Pinnacle Cup, sponsored again by Soraxus Networks Inc. Let's get things going here. This is the final bracket qualifier, and again, unlike last season, which was straight double elimination, this season is Swiss, 8-team Swiss bracket. A lot to play for here, and for a lot of teams, at least at this level, the perfect opportunity to start taking down the top competitors. You know, the regular season itself, so I play against a lot of easier opponents overall, but not here in playoffs. It's going to be very tough, and for Beantop, at least, a team that's definitely battle-hardened after coming through the very difficult Group B, which saw the best team go with a 4-2 record. The Same record that Beantop had. Again, them falling right behind Volley Esports in terms of seeding. For PAWS Up, a perfect 6-0, and although they've had a couple changes, I don't think anyone's all too concerned with their starting roster. Slayer, Taco Stash, and Spooky, all three part of the Shawnee State University organization. While they have never had a match against Beantop here, you'd have to think they're heavily favored in this one. A team that made top 4 last season, only losing to 100X Knight in the championship. Team that's looking to finally take a win here. Slayer has definitely been hopeful for it. We'll see how things progress for them here, as it will be Dan to keep it in the corner, will be Spooky back in, Slayer jumping, but no chance there. PAWS Up will keep possession. Juji beat, he'll find the bump on Taco Stash, but PAWS Up doing a great job at just doing what this team does so well, and that is use that ability that they have. Use their individual talent to overwhelm you. They know they're the highest ranked team here. They know they're a team that's built on really good chemistry, on really good players, and they have no problem using that against you. It's always been a pretty consistent thing that PAWS Up against teams that are lower ranked than them do find success, and Taco Stash will find that first goal after him and Slayer got eliminated in the Solo Series Pinnacle Cup. That's our 1v1 league, if you're wondering. They got eliminated in the quarterfinals. This is the only tournament that they have to focus on. I'm sure Taco Stash would have loved to have his quarterfinals back, but in that tournament, but he won't get it. So now it's all about how you perform here, and PAWS Up, well, definitely in a good spot to at least put in some real damage. And I mean, I would be surprised if they don't make it through to the top 8 through this part of the tournament. Again, crazy things have happened. I mean, 100X Knight right now are at risk of elimination in Group B, having struggled in the Group B for a team, again, that won the last 2 seasons and is virtually unchanged. You know that this tournament can end oh so quickly, and PAWS Up know that well. Again, they had a perfect season back in Season 5. They had a perfect record going into the final bracket, but again, lost in the semifinals to 100X Knight, so they know what it's like. Taco Stash and Slayer know what it's like. Although, again, this season, they're hoping it to be a much improved season. Last season, again, they were rocked pretty hard by the loss of Royales mid-season. This time around, they haven't had any change to the starting roster. It's been these 3 players throughout the entirety of the run so far, and the way that things are going, they're just doing a great job at winning play. They're already up by 1, and they're putting some pressure on Nas. And we'll find another demo here as cleared away. Slayer. Juji to clear. Juji, who in the past has gone by the username of Justin. This Beantop team is one that likes to play, at least in the past, has liked to play counterattack heavy. We haven't really seen any part of that so far. I think they're mostly just trying to tread water here as they're down by 1 goal in Game 1. Demo on 1. Bump as well. Slayer, he gave it away! It's an open net for Dan! Oh, that'll make things a little easier here. Beantop with their first of the night. And Juji, who just gets in the face of Taco Stash. If there's someone this Beantop roster is going to rely on, it's going to be Juji. Not only is he probably their highest ranked player, at least in the past he's definitely been their highest ranked player. It might be Nas now, who knows. Not only that, he's also just a really good facilitator, and that's kind of the role he likes to play with this team. He facilitates the action, he makes things happen. You're going to see him really do play a midfield-based role when they're up on offense, and then jump in for those demos afterwards. He's the kind of player that on his own can hold his own weight against just about anyone here. For Beantop, that's the kind of guy you want to have in your team and you want to rely on. That first goal will be some great work from Juji, but it is far from over here in Game 1. Taco Stash. Pass to 1. Nasty challenge will be left for Dan, but it's Slayer to clear it away. The PAWS Up captain will keep the ball up high. There's an infield option here. It's a pass attempt. Nas to cut it away. Spooky. Blocked by Nas. Ooh, a miss from Juji will actually fool Taco Stash, and nobody from PAWS Up willing to challenge early here. They'll leave the play for Beantop. Spooky to clear. Nas to the side wall will be challenged and kept away as it's Taco Stash who keeps it airborne. Dan. Juji. Slayer up with it. And Dan's gonna be careful. He almost got bumped out the way there. Nas the shot. will be kept out. A follow-up chance, maybe soon to follow. It's Juji to the corner. Slayer keeps it away. And Beantop will be looking for overtime here in game 1, but not so fast as it's kept up in the air for now. Pinched away, kept up by Taco Stash. Maybe one last effort for PAWS UP. Infield pass not connected. And overtime will be the destination for game 1. PAWS UP, who have so far found a bit of issues beating the Beantop defense. This is not a new thing for me. There's not a big surprise that Beantop's defense is going to be what keeps them in this series. As I said, this is a team that has no problem playing that. They like to play counterattack heavy. Although we haven't really seen much of it here. I think they're just trying to keep possession more than anything. That defense of theirs is going to be a huge saving grace against the PAWS UP team that definitely knows how to score. There is no denial that this team knows how to put the ball in the net. And while Beantop's got to be careful that they don't stay too far back for too long, they can definitely rely on the fact that not only are they just a good defensive team, but they also have good chemistry. I mean, this PAWS UP team's got good chemistry. They're all part of the same organization. But Beantop have been a roster for a while as well. So these guys have been teammates for quite a good amount of time. Although they're going to have to be careful here. Big block for Juji. Having to cut across the net for that one. First major chance of OT, and it would be PAWS UP, who isn't able to hit the net. Now a follow for Beantop. Easily kept away by Slayer, who does a great job at forcing Nass in. Spooky. Running at a boost, will need to rely on Taco Stash. PAWS UP will keep it away for now. Their sole goal, courtesy of Taco Stash, as he'll play midfield. Cleared away by Juji, will be Slayer who calls for this one. On an awkward bounce will outfavor Beantop, and now 2-on-1. Dan's up, follow-up shot not there. Slayer didn't have enough boost for it, and PAWS UP will have to concede a little bit of room. Although Spooky not looking to play that nicely, it's Taco Stash again. Nass. Slayer. No options to take. PAWS UP will have to try again. Spooky. Jimmy it to the back wall here. All they're trying to do right now against Beantop is just waste that boost out of Beantop. Make him run low on resources. Make them sort of feel that squeeze. And now maybe they can put their chance. You saw Taco Stash there, closing in. Beantop will clear. Over 2.5 minutes of overtime, still no goal to end this thing. With it being only the start of the series, I mean, this is playoff action for you. Again, reminder, everybody at this point in Group A has already guaranteed a spot in the top 12. But there's no guarantees at this point. Slayer just hit it wide. No chance for Taco Stash and PAWS UP. The big issue right now, they're doing well at getting shots on net. They're not able to get follow-up touches, though, and that's a big miss. Here we go! Stopped by Juji. Clambering up the crossbar. A desperate push for Beantop. And they still can't get out of their own half, and PAWS UP again, still unable to get enough follow-up chances on their first initial options. They're doing well getting that first shot, but they need to get second shots and third shots if they're going to beat Beantop. This is a team that's so good defensively, you're not exactly going to beat them on your first efforts. PAWS UP has just not been able to do so. And credit where it's due, Beantop has done a good job at recognizing that they can get the ball away. But they gotta get out of defense here, they're really struck on time. PAWS UP have held them back for now. Can Beantop get anything going in this extra time? Juji. Slayer will find Taco Stash, the ever reliable, as here goes Spooky. Easily kept away by Dan, and now Nass upfield. He'll look to play infield. That one easily cleared away. And PAWS UP will look again, infield. Taco Stash does get a piece of that one, but Nass had the ball. And Beantop will have the clear away. Juji running on a boost, Slayer to clear. And that's all that it goes with the Beantop offense there in that attempt. Spooky again. And PAWS UP looking to unleash even more terror. Taco Stash, this one rolling in front. Not a great touch from Dan. Juji will be forced into yet another block. it was going to be crucial into this series. I did not think he would need to make this many saves for them, but so far for Beansop, really making things difficult as it's Juji with a little bit of room will be chased from behind by Taco Stash and a couple demos now. We'll leave a little bit of room for Paws Up. Dan to the back wall. No one actually there to meet him, and we've now passed a full extra game's worth of overtime. Still no goal to end this. Dan, Taco Stash, Nas now as well. Slayer's gotta be careful as it's Dan, Juji, Slayer, blocked by Juji, Taco Stash, and Beansop now finally getting a little bit of something to say about this, but they just cannot seem to keep the ball up in the offensive zone fast enough. Here's an attempt. Taco Stash trying to find the bottom right corner, will not be able to get around Beantop's ever reliable defense. And now a shot, that one! Oh, it's off the post and had the attempt. It was a perfect effort, but it goes wide. Beansop missed the opportunity to take game one right there. And now they're gonna play even more defense. Taco Stash can't put it on target. Everybody from Beansop starting to run low on boost now, as it's Spooky, Slayer. This one might be rolling straight on in. It's hit the crossbar. My goodness, Beansop with the fortune now. The iron will save them there. And Paws Up starting to really break through. Is this one in? Oh, Dan's got to it. And now Beansop's all committed. It's open. Taco Stash. It will end overtime. After over 6.5 minutes. Paws Up. Break the defense of Beansop on a double commit. That took a lot more effort than they were expecting. The defense of Beansop with a valiant effort, but simply put, even if you make 16 saves, what will hurt you is those 9 shots to your opponent's 23. That is a shot differential that is grossly mismanaged. And the action and the storylines just continue onward. I don't know when the last time is we've had an overtime over 5 minutes, but it has been a while since we've had one like that in ATS. Reminder that these teams do have tactical timeouts. I'm not expecting any of them to use it here. Yeah, the last time we had an overtime this long on this exact channel was June 1st of 2025, so about 6 months ago. This overtime beat that. Last time we had an overtime even close to... last time we had an overtime longer than 6.5 minutes on ATS was back when it was Midwest Mafia Black 100x35 night. I want to say it's the longest overtime in ATS history. That being 6 minutes and 46 seconds. That was the finals of Season 3. So we almost broke records here in ATS, but that one will fall a little short, although for Paws Up, a very good ending for them. This is one game up in the series, and Beansop facing a deficit, although, oh boy, that one almost fell in past Slayer. So the one good thing about Beansop coming out of that one is that they know they absolutely can win this one. If their defense can play stellar, like we've seen it do before, not on this channel specifically, but I've seen them play well, then they really only need 1 or 2 good opportunities to beat Paws Up. They've done a good job at limiting Paws Up on having, again, those second and third shots. So Paws Up, they're really relying heavily on having that first opportunity be the opportunity that they need to score on. Again, that's something that cannot be easily reliable against Beansop, but again, credit to Beansop, they forced them in that situation for now. As they're looking to try to get things started early in Game 2. Beansop, for all that they've done, have not been able to hold the lead yet this series. Taco Stash. will keep it away, will be met by Juji. Slayer will be challenged and kept away. As it's Taco Stash again, able to keep the clear. A little bit of room to work with as well. He's got Dan right behind him and Nas to clear. And again, Beansop doing a good job winning the challenges. Now they got a demo. Here's some room in front. But quickly kept away. PAWS Up. Don't leave a lot to be open. Here's a shot. Saved and a demo to keep out the second effort. Beantop with their best chance so far. That one kept out by Slayer. I really don't think it's too unlikely to think that we might see another overtime this series, and maybe even one just as long, maybe if longer. For now, no goals just yet this game. Dan. Taco Stash. Spooky. Will be Juji up for it, and now Slayer, a little double commit from Beantop as well, means Nas is going to be a bit slow. The rotation won't falter there, but that was what cost them the end of game 1 and that overtime was a double commit on low boost. Beantop's going to be careful that rotation doesn't fall apart, because if it does, you know any team as good as PAWS Up is going to score on you, and that is wide open for Spooky. Well, it won't be a rotational mistake, but it will be a mechanical one. That's a terrible touch for Dan. It's straight to the wrong person. PAWS Up will take it, though. Goals are coming at a premium this series. They don't come easily. You'll take any goal that you can get at this point. As PAWS Up will deflect it over the crossbar. Nas will keep things low. Cleared away by Taco Stash. Juji and Dan to the corner. Slayer. Juji. Now up is Spooky. Keeping it again is Juji. PAWS Up though, looking for that 2-goal lead that eluded them last game. It may not elude them here, although that touch from Slayer a bit too slow. Nas was able to cover it. And now Beansop looking to go the other way. And make the 1-goal comeback that they couldn't exactly complete last game. Taco Stash. Now Spooky. Beantop right now gotta get out of defense before they even think about getting that next goal. But again, it might just have to come from counterattacks. They aren't exactly able to win the offense for very long if they do. And as they play the midfield, it will be Taco Stash again, challenged by Nas. Slayer. Juji to clear, and Beantop to push upfield for a little bit. They'll take the demo on Spooky. A minute to go, they gotta find a goal soon. Infield option was Nas. He's still waiting. That pass from Juji's a bit too high, and Nas will pass it back for Dan. But not on the same page. Taco Stash will take it. Dan to win the challenge. Slayer to keep things in for PAWS Up and just take away time. Beantop, no, even though there's still a minute left in this game, that is not a lot of time. They may only get 1 or 2 opportunities at best, and they better make them count. Juji won't even make contact, but it works. Slayer was left back guessing if Juji had this touch or not. Well, he didn't make the right decision. And again, it is Beantop who have scored a goal back. Dan to clear. Taco Stash keeps it airborne, and Beantop, ooh, a bad read from Juji, and this might be a goal the other way now as Slayer was unable to get to it in time. I think at this point for Beantop, with how defensive this game has been, they may just be looking to let this game end. Although Juji's looking for the extracurriculars, he'll find the dribble downfield. Another easy block for Taco Stash though. And we may be going to overtime for a second game in a row, unless something changes late here. Taco Stash bumped out the way. Beantop's got their chance. Slayer will keep it out as it's bouncing to Nas. Oh, what a big block for Taco Stash, and he's going to try to keep this one up. The dribble, the play, it's one-on-one up the back wall. Slayer, airborne. Dan will leave this one. And a little scared for Beantop late will end in overtime. A sigh of relief, but we go back to golden goal again. So I did call it earlier that we may see another overtime. I did not think it would. I didn't know if it was going to be this early though, but I'm not too surprised. The same scoreline as well from last game, 1-1. We'll see if it takes just as long as last game to get that goal. Well, it will be no. Dan's gonna score immediately. 22 seconds in. And Beanstalk believe in the series. As a very aggressive pre-jump from Taco Stash. Leaves a bit too much room midfield. And Beanstalk will tie the series right there. So now they've done what they couldn't do last game. I'm sure they'll feel a little bit better about themselves now. But again, this series is still not over. Far from it. Two games, 2 overtimes. And now, PAWS Up. Now, facing a little more pressure now. But again, I think the big question for them will be, how do you make these shots count for them? I mean, again, you got 9 shots this game. Dan, Juji, and Nas have 9 themselves. It's a lot more even. For PAWS Up, they won last game because they had so many shots, had such a massive volley that eventually one was going to break in. I don't think Quantity is going to win against Beantop, though. You got to have good efforts. Problem is, again, that Beantop defense is so tough to crack. That realistically for PAWS Up, they're going to need a good couple quality efforts to beat them. They just got to find a way to make it happen. As for Beantop, still the same issue of being so far back, they don't get that many opportunities. They gotta make sure that it counts. Whoever it is that's taking these efforts for Beantop needs to make them count. And really, this is becoming a series where it's not based on who wins on offense, it's based on who has the better shooting. Both teams have proven they can make it happen, but the number of efforts you have on net isn't going to make a difference. It's going to be how good those efforts are. So far, both teams have proven they can do it, but no consistency just yet in this series as we're in now in Game 3 and on DFH Stadium. Beantop looking for the first effort, will be sent above the bar by Dan. And now Taco Stash to keep it away. Nas will punch it back, but Slayer, able to keep his calm, will dribble this one, flick past one. Can he get the bump attempt? He won't. Taco Stash jumped in, but this is going to be Beantop possession. Nas. That's Spooky. Ooh, Slayer whiffed on this one. It's PAWS Up who still hold on to it, though. And it's Taco Stash again. Double commit for Beantop, though, and we haven't seen a lot of those from them so far, but that could be costly. Infield, wide open. It will be costly. Spooky with an easy net. That double commit wrecks the Beantop rotation. And Spooky with a wide open net as a result. PAWS Up again with the first goal in this game. So far now, every single game they've been able to score first, but every single game we've always seen a late answer from Beantop. And I'm sure for PAWS Up, they know one goal's not going to be enough to fully stop this team, and it won't be enough to stop them here. Juji will take the goal, but credit where it's due. This is a great read from Nas, and an even better assist where he leaves it in front of the net. He absolutely fools PAWS Up on that. It's rare you see Taco Stash sit there and watch, but well done there. Well played for Beantop to perplex probably the most recognizable player in this tournament. He's definitely up there as one of the more recognizable players in this event. And someone who has definitely made his name known for just how good he can be individually. As PAWS Up now, we'll need another goal. They still have the game left to go. But Beantop looking to take one back. Juji trying to break through the midfield, and I think he's recognizing that PAWS Up actually have a good amount of room between that second and third player in the midfield. If they can get through the first 2 players, they've got room to work with. They just need to make sure they actually get that space and actually make it matter. As is the entirety of this game. You can recognize when your opponent has a bit of a break, but you need to be willing to take an initiative on that. For Beantop again, they're doing a good job of recognizing that PAWS Up have that room. Now it's about being able to push as a team through that one, rather than playing one-on-one. Get yourself, you know, 2-on-2 plays. Get yourself controlled offense, and, well, they're going to get themselves goals here. And as I said before, I broke for the second player in Taco Stash. Look how far back Slayer is. He really shouldn't be jumping there. But he's so far back, if he leaves it, he's risking that one-on-one with Juji. The Slayer, who is a pretty good one-to-one player, didn't want to take that risk. And all that room taken advantage of. Beantop, recognizing where PAWS UP are leaving space open. Again, PAWS UP, who again went undefeated throughout the first part of the season. The only team that has not lost yet so far, and, well, this might be a first, and that is a strange net for Nas, and I didn't think that one had a chance to go in, but again, Juji going on the bump attempt. For Slayer, then it's Spooky. And then the open net for Beantop, so 3-1 now. Well, PAWS UP now facing a real predicament. This Beantop team seems to just be getting better and better every single game, and now their offense starting to really take center stage. Confidence is definitely there for Beantop. And PAWS UP, who I'm sure last game were a little concerned about their offense, realizing now that may have been a sign of what was yet to come. They've got to find some late goals here, and that is going to be oh so difficult with the way that Beantop's been playing so far. Although they might get a chance sooner than they expect. That's a bit of an open play here for Spooky. We'll leave it for Taco Stash, and that shot, oh, it bounced in and hit the crossbar. I mean, it was already worrying for Beantop after double committing in front of their net for no reason. It only made things worse. That shot's perfect, by the way. Nas had it covered, too. PAWS UP, though. Breakthrough. 50 seconds left. They need one more. Unlike the last two games where it was Beantop who needed to make the late comeback, it is now PAWS UP who must do it. Is Nas to clear? Well, not very far. Will Embiid, Taco Stash. Slayer's there as well. He's just waiting for it. It's perfect! It is in! Well, that is a scary sight. Taco Stash all alone on the back wall. You can't challenge him here. All you can hope to do is read where the pass is going, and I mean, everybody knew he was looking for Slayer. And yet, even then, that pass was perfectly placed. Doesn't help that Slayer was pre-jumping as well. That just made it even tougher for Beantop, who would have to act even faster than they initially hoped that they would. Now PAWS UP have even the scoreline at 3 goals each, the highest scoring game so far this series. Slayer to block. And again, overtime might just be where we need to settle this one. Taco Stash. Only able to play one now. Slayer. That's off the corner, a little awkward place to be, and PAWS UP a little out of position now. It's Dan. Taco Stash clears it away. He's actually got some room to make things work. He'll pop it off the back wall. Nas is up, beat by 1. The net was open, and PAWS UP were going to score, but the ball hits the floor before it. And we have overtime in Game 3, so another OT. And Beantop, who won the last one in only 22 seconds. Looking to make that happen here. Early offensive rush. Again, the shots have been, once again been rather even for both these teams, although Beantop feels like they're playing like the better team right now. Well, that late resurgence from PAWS UP definitely gives you hope in them. Bit of a heavy push there. Slayer's gonna have to take a lot of time off the clock here just for his teammates to get ready. And he'll do just that. Double commit Beantop now. Juji can't go. Surely it's up the post. Follow up top the other post. Stays out. Beantop almost got caught asleep on offense. And now a demo. They really are asleep. Well, from bad to worse. Again, 2 players go, and this one now even worse for them. There's nobody back to help them. A 3rd straight overtime, and a 2nd win for PAWS UP. Well, I'm happy this is the only match of the night here. This one might be going for well over an hour, with just these overtimes alone. Game 4 is up next. And boy, this series has stayed incredibly close. We'll get things up and running in just a minute here for Game 4. And for PAWS Up, every single game has been a battle for them. Beantop, only one win so far. But man, that game looked like their best performance yet. They didn't win it. But you felt like they should have. They had such a good lead into the final minute. And of course, PAWS Up doing what they do so well individually. Able to rally back and keep things moving as Beantop to the back wall. Oh, I don't like that move from Slayer. Really doesn't know where anybody is. As cleared away. Taco Stash to Spooky. To the back wall will be Nas. And now Juji. Double tap attempt from the corner. That was ambitious. The Beantop's going to be careful. A couple demos now, making things very weird for them on defense. They don't have all three players at any given moment. They'll escape for now, but again, they got to be careful. Those demos starting to become a real problem here. Beantop's realizing they're not going to break through them with their shots and passing plays, but if they play to remove the defense, it makes things a little bit easier for them. They know that Beantop will oftentimes double commit. They know that they can make them double commit. They're really only targeting the guy behind that double commit, because if they can beat the double commit, and there's no one behind them, that's a wide open net. Easier said than done, that's for certain. Still going to take a lot of effort for them just to get even a goal this game. Although another demo from Spooky will get rid of Dan. Slayer's got a lot of room to work with. And he'll find Taco Stash. That shot will bounce off of Dan. Now Spooky's whiffed. Juji. Slayer's racing back. Will he get a piece of this one? He won't, but he does force the play out. Beantop shot. It's on the line. It is bouncing and bouncing in. Great patience from Beantop, recognizing they don't need to make the pass as early as they want to. A slow, steady play, and a smart decision. And Beantop will have a goal for themselves. The first time they've been able to score first in the series. Well, not the first lead they've had all series. That was last game, but definitely an important one, considering that they've always been off on the wrong foot outside of these games. There's Dan. Taco Stash comes in for the demo. And PAWS Up, trying to play it out. Beantop will have another play in front. This should be playing Nas. Oh, he's hit the back post. That net was there for him. Beantop had a great opportunity and an even better look at it, and now they're gonna go the other way. Taco Stash. Oh, he missed this one. Juji's gonna leave it for Dan. PAWS Up still hold on to it, but no one-on-one anymore. Juji. Oh, Slayer way too far back, and now all this room. Juji's in the back corner. Spooky keeps his nerve. Taco Stash midfield. Jumping in is Beantop. 2 minutes left in this game. And in at least regulation, if we know anything, we might have another overtime here. It will be 4 in a row. As Slayer. Juji. Kept to the back corner will be Spooky. PAWS Up may once again be forced to make a late game comeback, although this time it would only have to be 1 goal rather than 2. Still not easy, but definitely very, definitely something that you would rather not be surprised if they were to come back from. Although right now they're not exactly in a good spot. They're getting pushed to the front corner. Slayer will keep it out as Juji Spooky's already up for this one. PAWS Up, trying to stay with this as Beantop. To the corner is Nas. Spooky blocked. And Juji to clear. 60 seconds left in regulation. PAWS Up. If they want to take match point here, we'll need at least a goal in the final 60 seconds. Beantop's making that very, very difficult for them. Slayer will follow up his own first touch. Doesn't make contact, though. He won't need to, though. PAWS Up, jump in. And Spooky getting bumped will be slow to react. That'll keep PAWS Up back a little further. There's only half a minute left in this game. Slayer. Trying to find Taco Stash. Instead, we'll only find Dan, Spooky, and Juji. Everybody jumping in out of in that corner. And now cleared away. Slayer is already up for this. Time running low. He needs his chance here. Off the corner. Taco Stash will keep it close. Unable to get through Dan. Beantop with another big clear. It's Nas to help him out a little bit more. Spooky with a long arcing touch. Juji airborne. Nas trying to leave things at Slayer. Spooky. Taco Stash. Nas and Juji both up. This one kept to the corner by Taco Stash. Juji again. This one will be cleared away. Slayer keeps it. He won't keep it forever, though. And in regulation, Beantop will keep the 1-0 scoreline and win. The first time PAWS Up have been shut out all series. And now, Game 5 up next. Tied series. Match point on the line. Gotta give credit for Beantop having such a rough pull, you know, being the 5th seed, you gotta play the number 1 overall team. Not an easy match for them. But again, they are really battling here. I mean, this PAWS Up team is not invincible. They weren't last season. But they made it all the way to the final bracket before that became an issue for them. Beantop may be able to do what I didn't know if anyone would do this season. That would be beat PAWS Up. But now, though, tied at 2. And you can't exactly count out PAWS Up from this position. This is definitely a team that plays well under pressure. As Slayer gonna get the offense started here. PAWS Up have always seemingly started off poorly when it comes to the offensive play against them, at least in these last couple games. Beantop's done a good job at really starting the games out with some aggression and some control. Really trying to kind of make their claim. And again, they're doing a good job at setting tone, setting pace, making PAWS Up recognize that they gotta play to Beantop at times. Definitely makes things a little tougher for them. And PAWS Up can't have the exact kind of game plan that they had in Game 1, where it was them, and really only them on offense. Beantop's definitely making things difficult for them, and but the fact of the matter is, with only one goal potentially being all that Beantop's needs, again, for PAWS Up, this first goal would be crucial for them. Even for Beantop, it would be crucial. Because realistically, Beantop can win by 1-0. We just saw them do it. PAWS Up has won every single one of their games by 1 goal. And they definitely don't have a problem with putting Beantop on the back foot early. We'll just have to see who finds that crucial first break point, as that almost fell in. Off the back wall, though, harmlessly, will be Juji next. No flip, we'll leave it for Dan. Nas. Taco Stash kind of carrying that net. He was worried someone was going to come in to bump him. He'll clear it out here, and in fact, actually, he'll get a great 50-50 out towards Slayer. Although a very slow push, it's a perfect pass! Taco Stash cuts in. A designed rotation. I think Beantop expected Taco Stash to leave. He never thought about doing it. And PAWS Up once again score first. Now a 4th game this series that they've been able to get the first goal in. And just like in previous games, they're gonna set the pace and the tone early. Beans up though. Oh, what a save! My goodness, Slayer! Off his own crossbar, but it keeps itself out. How on earth does that not find its way in? Beansop. Almost with the perfect response off the kickoff, and it somehow stays away. I don't know how Slayer did that. But he finds it, and PAWS Up, keeping the lead in their favor. Beantop, though, if they're able to get chances like that, it won't take very long before something goes in. And Dan might be getting things started. It's a great play, past to Juji, shots, back post, and in. Nas finds it. But it's Dan who makes it work. Look at all the moves he got here. No one from PAWS Up dares to challenge him. And in comes Nas from behind. Tied at 1. Infield now, maybe an answer. Juji got a piece of that one, but it won't go in. Nas. Oh, deflected. Juji. And PAWS Up. Oh, a demo in the midfield as well. We're still seeing that aggression. This time it's Juji who's trying to get back at Spooky for all the demos he had last game. Both teams are turning fire and that way. Now that's wide open for Spooky. Man, that one, I don't even think Spooky was expecting it to be that easy for himself. I think he was just rolling across to see if he can get a bump attempt. He had no idea that one was going in front of the net for himself. But no complaints for PAWS Up. In a series where goals are hard to come by, you'll take any of them you can get. And with Game 6 guaranteed, at least at this point in the series, and who knows, a very likely potential of Game 7. You don't really care about what kind of goals you get. As Slayer gonna play on Nas, will be dribbled out. And he'll pop it up for Juji. Taco Stash. Trying to find a teammate there. Nobody jumps in though, and Beantop can make this work. Demo and Slayer. Smokescreen will also slow down Taco Stash and give Beantop the room they need. Juji. Another demo here. This time though, it's on the other side of the field. PAWS Up will not be too concerned about that one, as they'll slow down the clock a little bit more. But Juji, ceiling, Juji to the back corner. Taco Stash jumped at by Dan Slayer. A little bit of a panic touch there. He'll be happy that Nas didn't have anything better on that one. And Beantop in desperation now. He'll be under even more here with that one. Not only was Taco Stash up well before the defender saw him, Nas, oh, he side flipped as well. I thought initially he was worried about the bump attempt from Spooky, but he just missed his flip. That is an easy net for PAWS Up and should secure Game 5. And what would be double match point. But if you don't believe that's enough, then that goal, well, that almost goal, will definitely convince you there's not enough time left for Beantop anymore, and PAWS Up will now take the lead in the series, and a crucial one at that, a 3-2 advantage going into Game 6. They have a chance to end the series before we ever see Champions Field. They really had to battle for it, though. Again, this Beantop defense is something else entirely. I mean, the way that they're playing, you almost feel like as if they're likely to make it through to the top 8 as well. I mean, they're playing that well. But again, these playoff matches matter. I mean, you lose this, you're at risk of elimination already. You'd have to win 2 in a row. That's a tough position for any team to be in, no matter how good you are. I mean, that's what happens with playoffs. As the tournament continues onward, these playoffs, they get more and more intense. And you see teams put under more and more pressure to not lose. I mean, by the end of this thing, we have single eliminations, so you gotta really perform here. But for PAWS Up here, a chance to advanced upper round 2. Again, they get the opportunity that they want to win out the group and automatically make quarterfinals. And not only make quarterfinals as a high seed too. I mean, this is the team that, if they're able to go 2-0 through the tournament, they'll likely be the #1 overall seed. I mean, if not the #2, and it doesn't really matter either way. But, again, Beantop has been a nuisance so far. PAWS Up would love, again, that early goal. They've had it in 4 of the 5 games so far. And again, the one time that Beantop did have that first goal, I believe they lost, so... PAWS Up, they set the stage early. They're off to a good start, though, and that's a great save for Dan, who had no boost going up for that one. PAWS Up, already up, and double commits. Slayer actually getting in the way of Beantop here. We'll get a couple players out of rotation. Taco Stash looking to use that room. We'll have to leave it here as it's cleared away. Slayer, double commit for Beantop, and there's nobody back on defense. This is wide open for Spooky. An unforced error will cost Beantop as Nas runs right into the back of Dan. In that position, if you're Nash, you gotta realize that Dan's not going to be able to leave that position. You have to let him have the ball there. A poor choice for a Beantop team that, again, has been generally very good under this kind of... under what PAWS Up has done against them. Has done great defensively, but... one bad decision. And that kind of stuff gets exploited. I mean, this is a good Beantop team. And again, PAWS Up, they do such a good job at capitalizing on your mistakes, as here's another one. An overcommit for Beantop. It's a great pass from Slayer, but... I mean, Dan and Ass, again, in the same exact spot, running into each other. Almost running into each other again. PAWS Up, recognizing that the net's open. And again, one mistake for Beantop. PAWS Up are going to take goals off of you for that. And now Taco Stash trying to make it 3-0. Kept away. Slayer, demoed by Nas. Dan. Taco Stash. Nas, to the back wall. Will be Spooky now. As Slayer, demo. Taco Stash. He'll let Juji take this one. No use trying to risk another goal when you're already up by 2, and you don't need to give your opponents the goal the other way if you lose that challenge. At this point, for PAWS Up, they don't need risks, they don't need chances. They just need to play good, smart defense. That third goal is totally unnecessary for them right now. Although I'm sure they'd love to have one. As Nas will find Dan. Beantop. Going to face quite a tough task here. Down 2 goals with only a few minutes left. We haven't seen overtime though since Game 4. Beantop, after what we saw in Game 5, are they starting to lose grip on this series? They better hope they aren't, because, I mean, they've come this far and have played this well. They are not looking to lose to PAWS Up here. As a reset play to Nas. Off that side wall will be an awkward bouncing ball that is cleared away. Taco Stash, it's Juji and Nas, a team pinch! Slayer was ready for it. I don't know if he was exactly expecting a team pinch. But he was in the right spot to defend it. Beantop running out of time now. On Neo Tokyo. Dan. Almost no boost to work with. Can't do anything with this ball. He'll need a little bit of help from his teammates. Juji. To the corner. Bump. Dan. Spooky to clear. It is pinched back. 1 minute to go. Slayer. Couple jumps in for PAWS Up, and Beantop gonna chase them down. Slayer. Oh, a demo! It is in for 3-0. And what might just be the dagger on this series. Beantop believe they're not open. They can't make the challenge. And after all that effort, PAWS Up will finally get the breakthrough in games 5 and 6. For PAWS Up, a big victory for Beantop. A performance that they would have liked a better result in. I mean, they played well. Gotta give credit where it's due for Beantop. They played well, but not well enough to beat PAWS Up. The undefeated team will stay undefeated here now through 7 matches in the season. And through 6 games, and 3 overtimes, and everything in between, PAWS Up will get their win and advance to the upper portion of round 2. For Beantop now at risk of elimination, they'll need to win 2 matches in a row to get that top 8 spot that they're looking for. At least guaranteed top 8 spot they're looking for. As PAWS Up looking for just 1 more. Won't get it, won't need it. They take down Beantop in 6 games, and again, credit to the Beantop defense for doing what they could, but this is a PAWS Up roster that is undefeated and on top of the league for a reason. A big, big victory for them, and an even bigger win. I mean, this is playoffs. You only get tough matches now. And PAWS Up are definitely getting a taste of that here in Group A. But for the only match tonight, boy, that one had all the twists and turns. It was exciting, to say the very least. As you're going to get a little interview here with the players of PAWS Up, and why not a little bit of an interview as well after seeing what we saw. Welcome in, Slayer. Congratulations, a 4-2 victory. You guys were in playoffs last season, were able to make top 4. This season, though, I'm sure you already realized the competition's a whole lot tougher, but you get the win here in a very crucial round 1. How are you feeling here? Because, I mean, that win was well earned. Being up top made you guys work for it, but you get the win, you guys stay on top of the league. And with it being your first postseason match this season, I'm sure you're already realizing just how tough the competition has gotten.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we've kind of been on a Christmas break, so we're trying to get back into the swing of things. And, no, I mean, it's good to get back in there. I mean, there's obviously quite a few mishaps or mistakes on our part just because we're kind of shaking off the rust, I guess, a little bit. But, I mean, it's good. I mean, they give us a decent challenge to get back into it, so can't ask for much more.
This series started with an overtime that lasted over 6.5 minutes. That nearly broke the record for longest overtime in ATS history, at least on ATS mainstream history. That, I believe, is our longest overtime on this specific stream. It's almost the longest overtime we've had on the ATS mainstream. Back when it was my personal stream as well, we had an overtime that was only, I think, 15 seconds longer. So you guys almost broke records there in that first overtime, but you got the win. You guys have stayed calm. You know, considering that you, Spooky, Taco Dash, all part of the Shawnee State University, that chemistry, I'm sure, helps you guys a lot in pressure situations like this. Last season, you didn't exactly have that. You had Adverse, who great player, but someone that maybe didn't have nearly as much experience in, or maybe weren't feeling as comfortable in. What's it like to have Spooky? What's it like to have players that you know so well, that are, you know, part of the same collegiate team as you, that, you know, you work with, you know, every single day, I would assume, to have your back, and of course to help support you, especially under the pressure that situations like that bring?
Yeah, we obviously, like I said, we've kind of been out of it for a bit, so I think that's part of the reason why it went so long. We had a lot of pressure, but the reason like we were able to close it out and do so well, and I mean, honestly, probably could have ended it quicker, was just because like we do know where we're, like, how to play around each other, and like it was overall like mostly in our favor. We kept the possession and the pressure for the most part. It just came down to, again, like you said, like we're all at the same college, university, so we, you know, play with each other quite a bit for, you know, collegiate matches and all that kind of sorts, and of course ATS. So Uh, Honestly, it was just we weren't really too worried. It was just more so like, dang, can like we actually like put it in? Because like we were creating so many opportunities, but we just weren't able to finish them. Like I said, just due to just like not being able to put certain shots in, and part of that is just me personally as well. Like I just wasn't able to put in some of the shots that I wanted to, just because I'm still getting back into the swing of things. But the pressure's there and the chemistry is there to at least like kind of like enforce like most of the opportunities, and it's just up to us to finish them.
Yeah, of course. Last season, you were able to make top 8 through the regular season. This season, that's not guaranteed for you at all here. Of course, now you're only one win away from making it to top 8 as well. So, I mean, you guys right now must be feeling good. This is definitely the kind of position that you'd want to be in, the situation that you want to be in as well. Of course, no guarantees on where you're going to go and and obviously on where you're going to end up, but you gotta be feeling pretty good. Top 8 is only one win away, and with the way that you guys are going this season, it feels like you're almost there. Talk to me a little bit about how this team's feeling about your future matches, knowing that you have 2 chances to make top 8, and of course then the top 8 bracket afterwards.
We're feeling pretty good. I mean, we went undefeated throughout the regular season, and obviously we're coming back. We were able to pull that win out right there. So for us, it's just getting back into the swing of things, and that won't be too much of a problem. I know this next week will probably be the last time we're playing a part of break. So after that, once we get into either round 3 or even top 8 or top 12 bracket, we're going to be on campus and we'll be feeling a lot better. We'll be in person again, get the vibes up, and overall just be building that momentum. But overall, like it's a lot of good competition, so definitely won't sleep on anyone. Just got to come into next week ready to go.
Yeah, of course, and of course, before before we end things off here as well, you guys were able to make top 4 last season. Your final bracket was a little bit difficult as well. I don't know if I know you guys. I don't know you guys talked a little bit about Hunter's Night last season. Are there any teams this season that you think are teams that you guys are familiar with in any way? That teams that you want to focus on particularly? Are there any teams that you think people should maybe not sleep on? Because I think you guys were a team that some slept on last season. Now, of course, are there any teams below you that you think that you can't sleep on that might be a real contender to potentially end your run, or for you guys at least would be a good batch for you guys to progress further through the playoffs?
For sure. I mean, there's plenty of good teams. I think the ones to definitely look out for are probably the 2 other best teams in my opinion, or even 3 is probably 100X Knight and the Creation Station. Those 2 teams are probably the best on paper in my opinion, so definitely can't sleep on them. But I mean, there's plenty of teams that have like some underrated names or unheard of names that are actually pretty good at the game, so just not being able to overlook any of them is important. But overall, I believe in my team. I think we're probably the favorites in my opinion to push through and win most of this. So that's going to be the goal, just close it all out, one series at a time. But I believe we should be able to win it.
Of course, here, and of course, before you go as well, Slade, if any last things you want to say, any shoutouts, any final statements, any final messages that you want to give to people? Of course, for you guys, you're not actually on campus yet, but you will be very soon. And any shoutouts, anything you want to say to either support what would be Shawnee State University, or I said organization, the college or university that the majority of this team is representative of, or anybody out there that just supports PAWS UP in general?
Yeah, shout out to Shawnee State University. Shout out to my teammates. Shout out to everyone that supported us in the chat and watched the stream today. I know Spooky had quite a few people watching, so shout out to them. I know that was pretty fun. And shout out to my family. Shout out to God. And yeah, thank you for running this.
Of course, and as you said, I mean, I have you guys as the favorites as well to win the tournament this season as well. But of course, the run's not over, and there are no guarantees. But for now, you have guaranteed you'll have at least 2 chances to guarantee a spot to make it to the quarterfinals without having to play in the round of 12. So again, so to you, Slayer, congratulations on your win over being top 4-2 victory. You guys were able to pull through a victory against a team that I think has one of the best defenses this season in the Pinnacle Cup, and I'm sure you got a taste of that. But congrats on your win. Fully deserved. You guys are the top team here for a reason, and you continue to do so. So, to you and to the rest of PAWS UP, good luck in your future matches. I'm sure we'll get to catch a couple future matches as well. And of course, good luck in the rest of your playoff bracket. I'm sure we'll see you guys in top 8.
Yep, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oops, I accidentally left, I think a little early there. I think you cut off Slayer a little bit, but I think he just said goodbye. He literally just said goodbye. So, to all of you, thank you so much for joining. To the rest of the Shawnee State fans, I saw a good amount of you in chat. Thank you so much, as did Slayer as well. Congrats on them. Big victory, but we're going to go to another ATS matchup that's happening right now. The other team that he mentioned, Creation Station, they're playing right now. They're up against KCG Chaos. Both these teams made top 8 last season. In fact, both these teams Well, Creation Station were second place last season. Chaos top 8, only losing to Shawnee State, which is now PAWS Up. So both these teams looking to make their run to the top 8 as well. We're gonna go right there, see what's up, see what's going. And of course, to all of you, thank you so much for joining the Ascent Tournament Series mainstream. This is the Soraxus Networks Inc. Pinnacle Cup. Have a good rest of your night. We'll see you again this weekend with a couple more matches. Ones in solo series and 3v3 alike.